Okay, we are back and we should be rested. Let's see. Hang on, I had turned the music on, I thought. Yeah, a little bit. Okay, so we're rested. Let's check mail. Oh no, there's someone pretending to be homeless. Oh my gosh. Get out of here. Get out of here. Okay, no one wants my robes. They're like, no one wants your robes. Okay. Okay. Okay, the panhandlers and there's panhandlers in WoW now. That's hilarious. I don't know why that's funny. I don't know. I don't know. But that is hilarious. Okay. I yeah, that's that's a lot for me. That's a lot for me. Okay. That is great. Oh no, someone died? Oh, jeez.
Light bless you.
So I'll have to wait a few to tell them about the panhandlers because, you know, poor taste and all that. Um, let's see. Oh my God. All right. I'm trying to give you money for your sick husband. There you go. I don't know if that's gonna help, but I gave him 10 silver. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if they're role playing. I don't know. What? Anyway, let's see what healing potions are going for. Um, okay. Let's see. Okay, that's not bad. I actually had that. 5 is good. Go. I'm gonna try to offload the lower ones. Actually, no. I could give those to people. I could give those to people that need it. What do I have in my bag? Yeah, if I come across someone that I can give a wand to in a bag to, I don't know what's going on over there, but jeez. Jeez Louise, people. Alright. Okay, we gotta have a stone up. We're gonna fly, so we won't bring out our Voidwalker yet. And yeah, hopefully homeless guy gets back on their feet. And I mean, 10 silver goes away here, you know? You can get some stuff with that here in this land. Not a lot, but some stuff. It all adds up here. Sometimes
Well
I'm
met.
too poor to fly.
Go with honor,
Not today. Not right now. After questing for a little bit in Westfall, I won't be too poor to fly. I'm just gonna throw that out there and see what they says. I did. I did. Long live RP, man. Long live RP. How come? Poor like me? I'm not as poor as I was, though. Okay, let's bring out our Voidy. Um, okay, let's see. Uh, okay, so we need the... Yeah, I see what we need. Freaking oats. They're like, yeah, here's some oats in the middle of the gnoll camp. Oh, well, too late now. Oh yeah, here's some oats in the middle of 5 pillagers. Here's 2 bags of oats, but there's 5 pillagers. And also a dust a dust devil. You're like, okay. I guess I'll never get this quest done. They're like, there's a bag of oats, but there's 5 harvest watchers. You're like, bag of oats? 5 harvest watchers. Hmm, I can take them. Not. Harvest watchers. Can't even drain them. Even when you're Oh, I should train because I can probably drain. But the thing is I can't even drain the Harvest Watchers. You can't do that when you're a Warlock. You can't even do that. You can't even send them away. You can't fear them. You can't do anything. They're like the worst mob. They're like nightmare fuels for Warlocks. Can't do anything. You can barely keep aggro with this guy. You can keep it for a certain amount. I've tried everything. You can keep it for a certain amount and then they come for you. Worst Warlock mob ever. The devs were like, yeah, you know what? The Warlocks have it too easy. Let's create a mob that's just awful. Absolutely awful. You're welcome. Mages, you're welcome. I can just see them like rubbing their hands together going, I got an idea. They can't drain them. They can't fear them. They can't even keep aggro. This is fantastic. We'll stick them all in a field. We'll make them part of a quest. Heck, we'll make them part of 2 quests. No, we'll make them part of 4 quests. Ha ha ha. We're devs. Meanwhile, I just do cybersecurity, technical writing. Oh, are you okay? Did you just bite yourself? That was my Mari. She just yipped. She was like chewing on her nails and then, did you bite yourself too hard? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, Mari. Once in a while, like, she'll do that, or you'll go to pick her up, and before you even pick her up, she'll yelp and it'll like startle you because it's like you hurt her, but you didn't touch her. It's hard to explain, but it like freaks you out. It's like a yelp in anticipation because like you startle her or whatever, and it startles you. And then the German Shepherd gets concerned because like the German Shepherd's like, what's going on? Like, what are you doing to my small dog? I'm not doing anything. I didn't even touch the dog. Like it's a whole situation at that point. But I'm the alpha, so like the German Shepherd kind of stands back and is just like looking like, do I have to get involved in this? Oh yeah, I'm the alpha, by the way. I didn't sign up to be alpha, I just became the alpha somehow. I didn't ask for the alpha. Oh, guild maps. Okay, I don't have guild maps, I don't think. But yeah, I just became the alpha. Oh no. Okay, we're doing this. I guess we're doing this. Definitely not fighting the Mystics, because that would be just a raunchy fight that nobody wants. Mystics heal, like full heal. It's just like, why did I even get started on this? I saw that guy the other day. Here, bring him away. Bring him back here. It, how? How? How did that not even... Okay, that was interesting and strange and... I don't want you on my ass. It's not how I envisioned it. Oh, they're trying to like... I can't attack that. You can attack that. What are you talking about, lady? Of course you can. You're a warlock. That's what you do. That's like your job. You have one job. It's your warlock job. You can attack that. Like her little like I have to give her like pep talks and stuff. Let's see what else we got. Yeah. Just like put on some scrolls. I can't attack that. Ugh. Like why am I here? What do you want? Unit scan. Waze is like, whenever possible, make a legal U-turn. Like in Boston, you're like, you make a legal U-turn. Yeah, I'd like to see you make a legal U-turn, Waze. You do it. I'll watch you. Here, you drive. Boston. I'm on a one-way street, Boston. I got 5 people honking at me behind me. You make a legal U-turn. I can't even find the turn. I didn't even want to be on this road. I wanted to be on that road over there, but this guy wouldn't let me over because I put on my blinker and he sped up. Yeah. Yeah, Waze. You didn't tell me about that.
That spell
You didn't
isn't
warn
done
me
yet.
about that.
That's still recharging.
Like I need the Boston like Waze driver that's like, okay, we can do this. Here's how you're gonna get through Salem. Here's how you're gonna do it. Because even getting through places like Salem can be like a situation, depending on like the traffic and what's going on. I lived there. Oh my God. So no one tells you this, but Salem, Massachusetts, and obviously I know. As soon as I say this, I'm gonna sound like an idiot, but Salem, Massachusetts around Halloween, oh my God, everyone's there. You can't get in there and you can't get out of there. It's a whole thing. I can't tell you how many people show up. It's insanity.
I need to get closer.
I mean, that's like, yeah, that's a whole thing there in Salem, Massachusetts. Halloween. It's something. Downtown Salem, that is something. Actually, all of Salem, that is something.
I can't loot that.
Salem's a pretty cool area, though. I actually really like that area. Enjoyed it. I mean, the driving, it, like sometimes is a little bit sketchy, but like that whole North Shore area is pretty cool. You got Marblehead, Danvers, Beverly. Sometimes you might like get a little frisky and foray into Lynn. But yeah, now I live in southern New Hampshire. Whole different vibe than Mass. Um, one of my friends who's from Mass calls it the wilderness. The wilderness. I always get a laugh out of that. It's like they're from Salem, Mass, so like their house had like a patch of grass. I used to say like we could like pitch a tent on it and that's about it. Their patch of grass. I'm like, you don't even need a lawnmower for this. We could just get some like scissors and go out. Just like that's that. But yeah, I live in the wilderness apparently. So funny. I mean, you do see all kinds of things here. You see moose. Sometimes you see mountain lions. Um, black bears. Deer. I've seen deer in my yard. Beavers. I have a like a pond in the general area. I've seen beavers. They get freaking big. So beavers. Yeah. That's something. And what else? Lots of snakes. I don't mind snakes. I actually like snakes. Um, hmm. What else? What else? What else? What else? Oh, at night, fisher cats. You gotta watch out for fisher cats. That's actually a danger to like regular cats. Regular cats. Um, they're vicious. Fisher cats. That guy's gonna figure out I'm
That
here.
spell
Oh,
isn't
yeah, I
resonant.
let him know. Send him away for a sec. Why don't you go pull like a bunch of people? Uh-oh, I gotta
I can't cast that yet.
send him away again. Um, Here, come on, follow me. We're gonna like run. We're just gonna run. Let's go. We gotta go repair anyways. And you're like mostly dead. It's like the Princess Bride, mostly dead. Really? Yeah, really? He's like, and another thing. And then he leaves. And another thing. I have one last thing to say to you. And then I'll leave. Goodness. Craziness. Ran into the fence while looking at a text. Don't text and run in WoW. It's kind of like texting and driving. I don't text and drive, but I do text and run. I am guilty of that. Um, I don't know. Do either of these people repair? We're about to find out.
Open for business.
Nope, that guy doesn't.
Safe
I
travels.
buy and trade.
That guy doesn't. There
My
might be
pleasure.
someone over here that does. Oh, turns out fire burns. Whoo! Who'd have thought? Oh wait, it shows.
I supply only the finest goods.
Hang on.
Have a good one.
Yeah, there we go. That's the repair person. Because on the map, you see that little anvil thing, and
For our
that shows you the
lives.
repair. Okay, so we're good. And they didn't take all my money. Okay, so how many gnoll paws do we have? We've got 8. And we still need, yeah, we still need oats. Okay. There's quite a few things that we need, so. There's so many places we can go because these quests are like pretty expansive, which is another kind of cool thing. It makes it easier. You don't necessarily have to get like stuck in an area.
King's honor, friend. For the Alliance.
Okay. You gotta bring our black cat out. The cat doesn't want to be in the cage all day. The cat's like, let me out. Let me run free. Let me cat. That's what I want to do. I want a cat. Because that's what a cat does. A cat's like, a bear's gonna bear, a cat's gonna cat. A gore tusk is gonna gore tusk without a liver. We've established this. We don't know how how it gore tusks without a liver, but we just know it can. Somehow. It's weird. My theory is Christmas magic or black magic, one of the two. It's either Christmas magic or black magic or aliens. All three of those things are on the table. Christmas magic.
It's too far away.
Just gotta kind of pay attention over here because in some areas there's a couple of them and they kind of group up, so you just want to
That's still recharging.
kind of keep an eye on that situation. Hang on.
That
Now I'll
spell
hit him
isn't
with
ready
that.
yet.
He's throwing stuff so he doesn't like really want to come out. He just wants us to go over there where there's probably like, people hiding behind that thing. He's like, no, come over here where there's 5 people laying in wait to kill you. That's why we're gonna go up the hill. He's like, no, really, it's totally safe. You'll be fine. It's like the horror movies. You'll be fine. I love the horror movies where like people are running away from somebody and they run away in the middle of the street. Like you gotta love that. It's like, why is that an idea?
Closer.
You know this truck's following you. You could go into the woods. You could
That's
run
still
along the tree
recharging.
line. You'd be hidden. Why is your instinct to run in the middle of the frickin' road?
I can't cast
You're
that yet.
better off in the woods. You literally would be better off in the woods hiding under a tree trunk somewhere. Maybe not even running. Maybe just find a tree trunk and just hide under it or climb a tree. No one ever looks up anyway. I'm not kidding. They never look up. Like, climb a tree. You never see people like, oh, I think she might have climbed this tree. No, she's running in the middle of the road. That's where she is. 'Cause she's a dumbass. Why? Why are you doing that? And then at the last minute they swerve into the forest, but it's too late because that truck can get there. And he saw you. What are you doing, lady? Like, why are you doing that? The other thing is like when you're running through a forest away from somebody, you know, they know you're gonna run as far as you can away from them. Like, maybe stop running, hide. They were not gonna expect that. Like, just like if there's an area where you could just like dig under and just like lay flat, they're gonna think you're still running. 'Cause that's what people do. They just keep running. They would not expect you to still be right there in the area. Hide in plain sight. Or again, if you can climb a tree, climb a tree. Like, get up high. 'Cause that's they never look there. They never look there. I don't know why. And you could survey the area better probably. And for the love of God, you don't like if you know people aren't gonna respond to your screaming, you don't need to be screaming and letting the guy or whoever's chasing you know exactly where you are. Like just if you know no one's gonna come, like just be quiet. That's the one thing you've got going for you, possibly. And then the other thing that they rarely do is like, I never understand this. You could potentially like um fool them with noise. Like, so I never understand, like, once in a while they'll do this. They'll get clever and they'll like distract them with the noise like elsewhere. But there's so many ways you could do that where you could get them to think you went one way when you really didn't. And there's really little to no effort put into that. It's so rare.
It's too far away.
And I know, like, you're in panic mode, but like you've seen horror movies, you know how not to do it. Just prepare ahead of time, like, just in case, you know? Okay, hang on. I mean, hopefully you're not in that situation, but there's kind of a point, like, if someone's hunting you down where you almost have to take on that role of the predator as well, because if you're constantly in the mindset of the prey, you're kind of screwed. It's kind of like when if you're playing chess and you're constantly on the defensive, that is not a good place to be. That's not a good strategy typically. You kind of always want to have kind of an offense going on. Like maybe you started out as the prey, but now you got to start thinking, okay, Yeah, no. That's a nope. I noped out of that place. I noped right out of there. Level 14, yeah, right. Not happening. Unit scan. Your deeds will be remembered. Like, unit scan didn't even have a chance to go off. Oh, what we got here? What I found, Ma. They're just hanging out in the open. That's ideal, because then if you have to run, you can run. Versus getting stuck in like a house or some area where you can't get away. I do not have a swiftness pot, so... And these are trappers, some of them.
That spell isn't ready yet.
So, kind of have to be a little mindful of the fact that they can trap. Although I did have that one dude that trapped me and then like ran away, and I was like, what? Like, you did the hardest part. You got me in your trap and you're gonna run away. I mean, I'm glad you did, but wow, that's stupid. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for, stupid. I mean, again, glad you're a dumbass, but worked out in my favor for sure. Those are the funny moments, like, it's just funny. Like the leash timer just goes off because I hadn't hit him at just the right moment. Just makes it quite comical. Oh, we're about to have inventory problems. Your inventory will be remembered. They should say your inventory will be mourned when you die. Because I mean, yeah, it is. Uh, I should probably like try to stay a little bit closer to like where I can vendor because yeah, vendoring. Let's see if we can just run right between these flesh rippers and just not get involved with them today at this moment. There's the death camp. It looks nice enough, but the respawn rate is like incredible over there. The death camp. If you kind of stay on the edges, you might be okay. But you do have to be careful. Because that is prone to some hyper spawning. plague spreader. Ooh. Ugh. Go to this guy
Looking
because
for
he
something specific?
repairs. My feet are at 20, so I don't think I can use that. Would you like my boar intestines? I bet you would. I bet you would. I'll trade out my milk. I don't really like. I don't really get to the point where I need a lot of mana. Well, oats, I'll need that. Westfall stew, I'm gonna want. I'll put that in that place. The hops I'll keep because that's a quest that comes up. Boar ribs, no. No. Need that. No. Maybe I can sell that later. Yeah, I know, got a lot of. That's why my inventory's filling up, but that's okay.
See you later.
I'll just try to like strategically stay somewhat close, which I can do. If I hit the death camp, ah, so sweet. I love these people. Did you see my towel? No, I don't think I did. So busy with the questing. Kind of distracted with the questing. Okay, we'll go over to the death camp. We'll kind of pick off on the edges, and there's some area in the top of the hill that you have to be careful because there's like a coyote that hangs up there too. Let's see. Which really wasn't a problem.
That's still recharging.
Guild maps. Okay. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I'll get that. Yeah, and I'll screenshot. He was asking what my add-ons were, so I'll screenshot them and send them. She's wondering about the layout, and I don't even know for sure which ones do for sure what. I think I know I have Weatrix, Bagnon, look, Trapper. I've got a few. Leatrix is what lets me do this, I believe, if I remember correctly. I had to go into the settings. I put that here so I can keep an eye on it because it's kind of hard to watch when it's over there for me. It's just easier if it's like right in my face. I know it's like might be annoying looking, but for me it's just like I need to see that to know like what my buffs are and if I'm dying, and it's just otherwise I might be too distracted. And I know I shouldn't be. I've got all these alerts, like I've got enough that should be telling me, but it just helps. Every little bit helps.
I can't cast that yet. That spell isn't ready yet.
Because now I have my
That's
black
still
cat relying
recharging.
on me. I don't want to die if I don't have to. You know, my little black cat Lucky. Don't want to lose him. I love him. What would I do? I'll answer what I can. I'm not like an expert, but I just kind of play around and figure out what what works. Oh, and I watch videos um of other people and like what they recommend and what they use and get ideas from that. So then if I see something that they recommend or like are using, I'll write it down if it looks really helpful. Learn a lot from other players. It's really useful. I'm like a visual person, so that's why I like watching YouTube videos or like Twitch or whatever. Can be really helpful for me. Sometimes when people explain concepts to me, I understand them, but sometimes I have to see it to understand it. It's hard to explain. If it's simple enough, it's no problem. But some mechanics, I have to see them. Like I remember like when I would play retail, like the harder dungeons or raids, I would watch the videos so I could actually just see the mechanics, like for like the heroic ones, and just so I would understand and know what I needed to do and what those mechanics were, and I'd be prepared for them. And I was so geeky, I would like take notes and stuff. But I'd be prepared, and when you have those mechanics down, it makes a big difference, even in retail, especially when you get to like heroic, and if you do like mythic keys and stuff like that, you really need to know. I guess if you're doing like the lower level ones, it yeah, it helps to know the mechanics. I guess you can get by without knowing them. You can get by. Although, even if you're doing looking for raid like at the low level, you still like knowing the mechanics, you still kind of need to know them for certain ones. Or it's just a whole, it can be really a mess because I've done those. Sometimes it goes smoother than others. It just really depends on the group that you're with, but if you're pugging it. I remember one time, oh, I think I told you guys that I played a monk, and I played a Windwalker monk a lot. Um, and in one of the raids, I accidentally hit my monk roll, and monk rolled into mother too soon, and it was horrific. And I panicked, and I lied, and I blamed my cat. I said my cat jumped on my mouse, and I immediately regretted it because it was a lie, and I don't usually lie, but I lied, and
I can't cast that
I
yet.
was playing. On retail I played Horde. I actually didn't play Alliance, and this one girl goes, "That's fucked up," because they knew, and I admitted it. I was like, okay, all right, anyone that's streaming this, I'm gonna need these tapes. You're gonna need to destroy them. It was an accident. Like, they just laughed. If it, like, I didn't get kicked, I was surprised. It was an accident, but, yeah, so funny and terrible at the same time. But yeah, I monk rolled into Mother and it was a disaster. I used to do a lot of PvP too, and I was PvPing with a friend that wasn't really well, two
That's
friends.
still
So I was
recharging.
PvPing with one friend that wasn't really familiar with it, and
I
another that
can't
was
cast
like
that yet.
more familiar. And we were doing the one a Pandaria one. I forget the name of it, but it's the one with like a bunch of it's got the mine and it's got the town and you got to go around. Nobody likes it. And it's got shrine. You know the one. If you play PvP, you know exactly the one I'm talking about. Everyone hates this one. And we were in charge of shrine, I think it was, and or I don't know if it was shrine. Okay, kitty, stop it. Now my cat really is the problem. Um, but he wasn't that time. I lied. I told a white lie and I had to fess up. But we were charged with guarding this area, or we decided to guard it. There was no strategy in this group, um, as there often isn't when you pug them. But my friend that was newer to it, I don't know how this happened. Oh my God. But he got stuck in a hole and he couldn't get out. And my friend and we were, we went over there and we're like trying to like help him figure out how to get out. And we were like trying all these different things and we were so distracted and I was laughing so freaking hard. We were trying all these things. We could not get him out. And obviously, like, I think it was Shrine, it got stolen and we couldn't get this guy out um of the hole. So yeah, uh and then we had to go fight. He was still stuck in the hole the whole time. Yeah, there's a pun. He was in the hole the whole time and we had to go fight back to get the base and it was a whole uh yeah, it was just like did you get stuck in this hole? Like, I've never seen anyone do that ever. And yeah, that was crazy. And the way that he got out of it was like like people came by and killed him in the hole. It's terrible. It's awful. PvP, guys. Fun times of the PvP. Um, but yeah. Huh. Ah, God. So many fun stories. The trapper's like, no, you look good. I'm coming to you. And then he's like, no, I'm running. I'm gonna run instead. Here, you go. You go get him. I find that if I put Emily on them too soon, they come for me. So I'll usually start with like corruption. Because if I start with Curse of Agony too soon, that's another problem. So I'll like start with corruption and then I'll hit him up with Curse of Agony and then immolate. And there's a reason like I do that order because that's how I figured out how to he keeps the aggro the longest for me. for whatever reason. I can do Cursive Agony and then Corruption and keep aggro for a reasonable amount of time too, but it doesn't tend to be on average as long. Let's see. 84 over 24. 40. Huh. Yeah, for whatever reason, I don't know. I don't know. These are just things like I pay attention to over time and I kind of figure out like what works. I figured it out on the Harvest Watchers because they're really hard to take down for especially when you have a Warlock because you can't, like I said, you can't drain them. And those are all things like when I hit 15, I'll be able to go in. I believe I probably already can get it, the Drained Soul, and those are all things that you can rely on and kind of keep yourself alive with a typical mob. And I can keep him alive. But with the Harvest Watchers, I can't do that and I can't fear them. So I've really got nothing. I just have to beat them down as quickly as possible. I have to get them down as quickly as possible. That's all I got. So I started trying different things to figure out, okay, number one, how do I get him to keep the aggro long enough? And then, because if I could keep it to at least the halfway point and I was a certain distance, then I could bring it down before it could do like real damage to me. When you play retail, you don't have to put that much thought into stuff. But when you play hardcore, you do. You have to really think about it on certain mobs. Some mobs you don't, but certain ones, you just really have to have like a solid plan and strategy. And like maybe rotations that work for some don't work for others. They're just not going to be your normal rotations. You're going to have to switch it up just a little bit. And fear seems like, in theory, fear seems like a great defense, but fear can actually be a freaking disaster. So I try to rely on it very little. Very little. It's kind of like a last-ditch effort, honestly. Or like a very planned thing. I try not to use it because it tends to get you in more trouble. You've seen it. So yeah, it's great in certain circumstances, but you can make your situation so much worse. In some situations, it's kind of like, well, it's already so bad, I'm just gonna do it. And maybe, and just take that chance. It's like, it's already so bad, it doesn't really matter, and maybe it'll work out. And it's not like sheeping, like you could continue to cast it as long as you have the mana. With sheep, that if I remember right, it's a single cast on one at a time. Fear, as long as you have the mana, it's just a time thing. You're only gonna have so much time, but there is a cast time on her. And you can't decide what direction they run in necessarily. And you can't always predict what You kind of, like, sometimes you can kind of tell what direction they're going to run in, but sometimes they surprise you. And they just get crazy and just run all over the place, like psychos. And you're like, great, thank you for that. That was very helpful. And they're like, I know. And the devs are like rubbing their hands together. I know, wasn't it? Wasn't that helpful? Did you enjoy that? Did you enjoy that? I did. I did. Like, do the devs just not like warlocks? Is that... I'm joking. They like mages, I can tell you that. They like those mages. Mages are like the kings. Mages are badass. I'm gonna roll mage someday. But I do love the warlock. That's the thing. I'm like, people always ask me, why are you so stuck on it? I don't know. I just really like it. I don't know. But I would really like to get to 60 on a warlock, and then I want to get to 60 on something else. I know, and there's somebody out there that's like, oh my God, you're never gonna get to 60. I'm gonna get to 60. You'll see. I'm gonna get there, baby. Yeah, I am.
That spell isn't ready yet.
See, like, if I fear this guy, he's gonna run right over there into that coyote. I know he would. I know he would. He's a coyote's gonna coyote right into the coyote. Because that's what they do. And this guy's gonna come right over. Because, yeah. He's like, oh, I see something going on there. And then the dust devil, like, rolls up. Where's the dust devil? See, that's the moment that the dust devil should be rolling up, you know? I see her at half health and 3 coyotes. I can make your life a lot more interesting. Dust devil. Let me mosey on over there. Vroom. Apparently they drop like magic dust, and magic dust makes your enemies go to sleep. So if you can kill the dust devil, sometimes they'll drop that, which is pretty sweet, but dust devil. And they're level 19. They're maybe higher level dust devils. Like, I'm not telling, like, don't go out and just try to kill them. It is probably not worth it. The next thing I need to do when I go into town is I need to get a greater magic wand. I need to do that. For sure. Let's see. Okay. Kind of go down this way. Let me turn in. We've got something. Okay, we do have something we can turn in. Which I think is the bandanas and... No, it's not the bandanas yet. It's, the smugglers and the looters. But we are close to the bandanas. Like a few more of those and we will be able to do those. Very close. Let's see what's happening over here. They'll probably have some bandanas for us, huh? But they will. Yeah, we're gonna probably hit level 15 today. Very cool. Very, very cool. Can't believe it. A lot of progress. A lot of quick progress. I'm telling you, it's our lucky cat. I knew we needed a lucky cat, and we have one now. Oh, geez, I've got a lot of junk. Oh, I got a lot of cloth, too. Go make some stuff. Some stuffs and some stuffs, but I do want to hit 15, though. And then later tonight, maybe we can have like a bag baganza, some kind of bag giveaway.
Be careful.
Just be like, and here's a bag for you, and a bag for you, and a bag for you. I think I got a bunch of them in my bank, too. I do.
Light be with you. For the Alliance.
Um, okay, this will sell probably for the
Go with
most
honor,
then.
friend.
Nice. Oh yeah, look. Look at that. Let's go repair and sell.
You need something?
Yeah, we've gotten a lot of linen off these peeps. A lot. Which
See you around.
is very helpful. Okay, so we need null pause. And I don't really want to do Benny right this second, I don't think, because he's kind of a pain in the butt. We'll see. Null pause would probably, some grinding of that would definitely get us where we need to be as level-wise. A solid 15 might be safer to go after Benny. Because he's kind of like, he's just a hard hitter. He's a brute. He just comes out with that brute force. And when I say brute force, I don't mean like cybersecurity brute force. But yeah, cybersecurity is another interest of mine because it's an area that I work within and have a lot of interest in. Hardening computers and penetration testing. defensive strategies, stuff like that. And then I also do like a lot of technical writing or like um, training, training documents and stuff of that nature, whatever people need. But cybersecurity is very, very important these days, as I'm sure you've figured out, because our data is everywhere, absolutely everywhere. Let's see. Okay, those blue ones are the gnolls. That's a bag of oats. And that's a low level, so I could get that out. I could get those oats pretty easily. So some basic cybersecurity tips. These are kind of no-brainers for most people, but you'd be surprised how many people don't follow them. The first thing is with passwords. So I'll talk to you a little bit about password security. It's boring, but I'm going to tell you because it's important. Um, the first thing is don't reuse your passwords. It's convenient and easy to do, but you're almost better off like if you have trouble remembering them, you could get something like Proton Password Manager, or there's a bunch of them. Get it like an encrypted one like AES encryption. Get a high level encryption password manager if you need to. I'm not saying that that's a perfect solution because yes, it could be a single point of failure, but definitely an encrypted one. And no, I don't mean your browser one either. Don't use your browser to save your passwords. But don't reuse your passwords, and I'm gonna get into why. So let's say you're using the same password on your bank site and your Netflix site and just a bunch of sites. And one of those sites is compromised. And let's say that the hacker or the group or whoever that compromised that site, they took the database and they sold it on the dark web. So they've sold these usernames and passwords on the dark web, and all these people are buying them. And they're going on all these different sites and they're trying the emails and usernames and passwords on all these other sites because guess what? It's called credential hashing or um, credential checking. They know that people reuse their passwords and logins and they're checking. So they might go to Bank of America or TD Bank or all these different places and they're checking to see if the same person that had this Netflix password or what have you login has accounts elsewhere. And guess what? They're gonna get in. You know, they're gonna find somebody. Credential hashing. Hang on. Just got a text. Credential stuffing is what I mean. Sorry. Credential hashing is different. Okay, she wants me to do this. Wait one second. Oh, I gotta email this to her. Oh, yeah. Yeah, oh yeah. Okay. Um, I'll do that later. Credential stuffing, sorry. And so yeah, they'll go around and do that. And because a lot of people don't have like two-factor or multi-factor authentication set up, they they'll find accounts that they can get into because of the reused passwords and logins. So don't do that. Or they'll try variations, like close variations of passwords and logins. Just kind of knowing that people might only change them up slightly. Oh, hang on, I'm just sending this. Okay. All right. Um, the second thing is turn on your two-factor, multi-factor authentication. Yes, it's a pain in the ass. You got to send yourself a text or whatever, and that's like minimum. Or use an authentication app, or whatever you're doing, whatever, use as many as you can. It's a pain in the butt. I hear you, but it makes it that much harder for people to get into your accounts. You don't want people in your accounts. You just don't want them in there. Um, you'll get used to doing it. You'll get used to having, you know, to do the authentication process, and over time it will be less annoying. But I'll tell you what, having your identity stolen, a lot more annoying, a lot more
That
hassle.
spell isn't ready yet.
I'm telling you, a lot more hassle. Having your computer hacked, ransomware, yeah, much bigger problem than having to put a code in or what have you. So, uh, multi-factor authentication. You can go into your settings, you can set that up, do it on any account that you can. Set it up. I know it's annoying, but just do it. Uh, the other thing is when you set up passwords, don't set them up to names, birthdays, anniversaries, things you can remember. You need to be using, and this is why a password manager could come in handy. So like if you get like a password manager like Proton, you can actually have it set complex passwords for you. So it'll be like a combination of numbers, letters, different cases like upper, lowercase. There's gnolls over there. No, where am I going? Uppers, lowers, special characters. Um, Longer passwords are preferred. Long, complex passwords. Why? Because there's these things called dictionary attacks. So you you can go into there's programs or ways to go in and automatically run all of these combinations of passwords and letters and numbers on an account, and you can even do them offline if you're a hacker to break into an account. And there's even ways to bypass. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, well, you'll get the locked out. Well, if the person's patient enough, they will set it up so that they'll do it infrequently enough. It'll take time, but they'll do it infrequently enough that they will bypass
Still recharging.
that getting locked out. So yeah, it's going to take them a while, but they'll get in because you had a simple password. And it's not hard to do. I'm not going to tell you guys how to do it because it's you could look that up. But there's software. I mean, like it doesn't even take a lot of skill. Like a script kiddie could do it. It doesn't take like a skilled hacker, is what I'm trying to tell you. Oh, I got a little dust devil. Um, and yeah, so they'll stop it. Autumn, stop. They'll go in there and they'll get your password. and they're in. So, complex passwords. So yeah, I know cybersecurity is not like a super exciting thing to learn about, but having accounts stolen, having financial data stolen, having credit cards used, some of that can become a real nightmare. You know, sometimes it's as simple as like just reporting fraudulent activity, but sometimes it's like a real nightmare situation where you have to put your credit on hold and all of this stuff, and you don't want to be in that position where you have that happen to you. So while I'm not trying to scare you, I'm trying to tell you that there's stuff going on the dark web and elsewhere that you really might not be aware of, that is so common and so not difficult to do, that would concern you if you knew about it. If you really knew about it, it would be concerning. And I'm not talking about like all this, the you know the horror movie stuff. I'm actually just talking about like the data and the identity stuff and stolen stuff. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm out of range. I can't cast that yet.
And be very cautious when you're out and about and you see like open networks and it's like, oh, free Wi-Fi. Okay, that's free Wi-Fi, but listen to this. If you're logging into that without an encrypted VPN, all your data is going out and over and is accessible to anybody else. Because I could be sitting there, just so you know, with Wireshark and collecting all your data, and I know everything that you're doing if I want to. Absolutely everything. So just know that if you're on an open network, you are not, you do not have privacy. So it does not hurt to have like a good encrypted VPN that you're using. You know, sometimes VPNs get a bad reputation, like, oh, only hackers use those. But no, businesses use them. It's to protect, it's to encrypt the data that's going over a system or over a wireless or other network so that people are not accessing it and infiltrating it, and it's safe, or as safe as it, safer. Nothing, I'm not saying it's impenetrable, but and I'm also not saying you're going to get away with everything with a VPN either. That's a different story. And I know someone might be like, well, I have a proxy chain. Well, the law enforcement will go back a certain amount on proxy chains. They'll trace back a certain amount, and it kind of depends on like if the VPN keeps logs, and that's a whole thing. And maybe you'll get caught, maybe you won't. But that's a different story, and I'm not advocating for using VPNs for that. I'm advocating for using VPNs for keeping your data confidential and just kind of not putting everything out there because you just don't want all your stuff out there. That's it. It's a different world. We just live in a different world now. You know, hearing my mom talk about the world she grew up in, it's just different. And I mean, there were electronics
That's
and
still
technology, but
recharging.
it's just different to what I grew up in. It's advanced quite a bit since
That spell isn't ready yet.
even then. She's not really technical. She's not really like into computers. I don't really know why I am, but I had a computer from an early age and was always like really curious about it. I would like take things apart and just try to figure out how they worked, and I can um I can repair to a degree. I like have like certain certifications and can do that. I don't do a lot of it though. I don't do a lot of like hardware stuff. So I'm not an expert at the hardware stuff, and I don't proclaim to be. And I'm no sound person, I can tell you that. I am no sound person. So there's areas that I'm good at. There's stuff I'm good at. Cybersecurity, that's my jam. Right there, cybersecurity. You want to know about an APT, I can tell you all about that. You want to know about sound settings? Yeah, go back to my early videos. My sound effects were 100%. I don't know what I was thinking. It's funny times. You can be cute computer literate and still be like
That's still recharging.
dumbass in some areas. It's funny. I have to laugh. It's all a learning process. 'Cause I mean I like uploaded videos. I like didn't really have a plan. I just thought, oh, it'd be fun to get like more people into hardcore, but like I didn't even think I'd be doing a mic. Like I didn't really think about it. I was just like, oh, maybe I'll try uploading some videos, see how it goes. I didn't even have OBS. My sound guy's like, what are you doing? You need OBS. It's like, I don't know what I'm doing. My sound guy in quotation marks. He's very good, but you know, you got to catch him on a time when he wants to help. But he's very good. He's very smart. And he knows so much stuff about so many things. Like he's super intelligent.
I
And
can't
he's
cast
like
that
really
yet.
into anime. He knows a lot about anime. And very specific anime.
That
Like
spell isn't ready
he's
yet.
got his favorites. He likes School Days, and we've watched like Evangelion,
I can't
a lot
cast
of
that yet.
Evangelion. What else?
That spell isn't ready yet.
A lot. Uh, What's the one with 02? That was a really good one. I forget the name of it. That was a good one though. You watched that. Yeah, we've seen quite a few animes. And we have a theater that sometimes plays like old animes, so we go to it. Oh yeah, I don't know if I've told you guys this story. Maybe I have, maybe I haven't. But we went to a theater, the theater that plays an anime. It was playing one of the Evangelion movies. And I guess like when this teenager brought their grandmother and they came to see it on a whim. I didn't know that at the time. We just saw them come in. And after the movie, if you've seen this movie, Evangelion, Genesis, Genesis of Evangelion, then you know why that would be weird to see with your grandmother. So in the bathroom, we overhear this person saying, or he overheard this person saying, not me, that they saw this movie on a whim. And wow, they were like
That
apologizing to their
spill
grandmother
recharging.
about seeing it. So funny. I could kind of hear them too. Like they were like going down the hall and it was just so weird. I'm so sorry. Grandmother, it's okay, it's okay. And I'm just like, oh my God, what happened here? They didn't even walk out though. They like stayed for the whole thing. And I was thinking like when they walked in, I'm like, oh, I guess they're fans. Like, interesting. Well, you go, Grandma. You go. Evangelion, man. But that's not for everybody. It's just not. If you've seen it, you know what I mean. I mean, like there's the opening scene, like it's just not like you know what you're getting in for right away. It doesn't even like wait. It's like, no, this is what we're about. It's it's very interesting, it's very good, but it's you wouldn't take a 6-year-old. How about that? And if you're gonna take your grandma, um, you you might blush a little bit, just a little bit. But yeah, we've seen some anime there. Um, had some good times at that theater, which is great. And they play regular movies too. And they have really comfortable seats, which is fun. I saw Terrifier 3 there. We actually saw that together there. And that was too much for him. He's like, he normally is fine with gory movies, but he's like, this is too much. I can't. Like, he actually, like, opened up his iPad. We were in the very, very back. And he opened up his iPad and, like, went into Discord and just did that. Because, the gore was just too much
I can't carry
in
anymore.
Terrifier 3. Okay, I've got too many of these. Let's see. But we do have something to turn in, and maybe we'll hit 15, and I can take a break. Um, I like that. I was kind of on the fence about the first Terrifier, um, but Terrifier 2 is the one that really grabbed me because I love Sienna Shaw. The Sienna Shaw character, um, if you pay attention, she's kind of neurodivergent, um, which I kind of can relate to in some ways, and I just really liked her character. It's great. She's like a warrior. Like if He-Man and She-Ra had a baby, like it would be her. She's great. She's like a final girl. She's like the Nancy Thompson of the Freddy Krueger franchise, if you will. Remember Nancy Thompson? I've seen so many horror movies. Like I've seen super old ones. I've seen The Shining, 'cause you know I'm a Stephen King fan if you've listened to these videos. I've seen The Birds, Hitchcock. The Birds, that's a wild one. Saw that one with my mom.
Greetings. Have a good one.
We were, like freaked out. Birds.
Looking for something specific?
Okay, I hit 15, so I'm gonna take a break here. And I'll be back on in just a little bit.
See you later.
Actually, I should fly to Stormwind,
How are you?
because if I don't know if,
See you around.
yeah, I'm gonna go to Stormwind because I want to be resting in the inn. And I'm thinking I'm gonna go Affliction. I think I'm gonna go Affliction
How are you?
is what I'm gonna do.
Safe travel.
I was looking at the trees on the sites. I think that's the way I'm gonna do it. See how that goes. And then once I've died, I was kind of going demonology, and maybe the universe doesn't want that for me. I don't know. So let's do this different this time. Let's see. What's the weather? Oh, not too bad. 26. Pretty cold. I didn't want to burn my Hearthstone because I never know like if I'm gonna log in and there's gonna be world buffs. I don't wanna put myself in a position where I don't have it. Just want to be prepared. I figured I would just fly over because I do have the money, so why not, right? How much leather do I have? I have enough that I'm gonna go see if I can sell. Let's go see if we can put this on the market. Got a couple things that we might throw up there. This. Sure, 24 is enough. That's... I already turned that in, so I can sell those. Sure. Yeah. That's good for now. Go to the inn, get some rest, and come back. And keep questing. Okay, guys, talk to you soon.